Hey, what's up guys? Kai here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI using no Magicite. In our last episode, we learned that 1,000 years ago, the War of the Magi brought the world to its knees, and the destructive force at the center of it all, magic, ceased to exist. However, since then, the people recovered, the land flourished, and prosperity was on the rise. But 1,000 years later, history is on the brink of repeating itself. But what does any of that have to do with our green-haired mysterious girl and her Imperial escorts? By the way, this is not the same green-haired mysterious girl from the After Years. Good game, by the way. But in order to find out, we'll need to pick up where we left off last time. After rampaging through this poor, semi-defenseless mining village with our tanks, which was with boss time against the Welk, and which was with some pretty kick-ass boss music, if I do say so myself. Now, the first boss battle in Final Fantasy VI is, in many ways, identical to the first boss battles in Final Fantasy V and VII, in that the main purpose of the battle itself is to teach the player about a battle mechanic that we'll be dealing with throughout the course of the game. And in all three cases, that mechanic is counterattacks. Basically, that just means if you attack certain enemies under certain conditions, then they will counterattack. Now, Vix and Wedge will explain the gimmick to this particular boss battle, and in short, you just need to focus your attacks on the head and do not attack the shell. If you attack the shell, the Welk will counterattack with an ability called Megavolt, which deals between 30 and 35 damage to your whole party, but upwards of 70 if he targets a single party member. Now, normally you would want to take this battle a little bit slowly and play it conservatively because there is a slight delay between inputting a command and actually executing the command. So hopefully I can show that off to you guys here because this is likely to happen. No? Okay, let's try one more real quick. Okay, he didn't do it, but basically you might input a command and, oh, perfect timing, I think. Now, since the head is no longer an available target, the game will automatically target the next valid target, in this case the shell, and this will happen. Yeah, if it happens once or twice, no big deal, but that is something to be careful with. Now, the head only has roughly 2,000 HP, and as you saw, Tech Missile does about 500 damage, so that is definitely the way to go. Technically, you could win this battle by dealing enough damage to the shell, but the shell has around 50,000 HP, absorbs lightning, and not only would that take an excruciatingly long time, but you'll have to deal with Megavolt constantly, and you don't get anything special for doing it that way, so don't bother. Just take the quick and easy route and kill the head. Man, the Welk must be a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something, going into defense mode like that all the time. At least the game gives you a visual cue. Alright, got him. Unfortunately, what the game doesn't explain is that enemies also have what I like to call final attacks. And that just means that you get no experience for defeating the boss. Why thank you, Squaresoft. Yeah, for some reason back in the mid-90s, that was something Squaresoft was awfully fond of for some reason, and I don't know why. But yeah, final attacks are where you deal enough damage to kill an enemy, but before they actually die, the game still runs its counterattack AI script. Yeah, it's kind of a bastard move the game pulls, but normally it's not too threatening. However, there are occasions where a final attack can be very, very nasty. But for right now, we don't have to worry about that too much. Alright, took care of those guys. So the Esper should be straight ahead. And there it is. We still have no idea what an Esper is. But thankfully this one is frozen in a block of ice, so it can't be that dangerous. What's going on? Ooh, mysterious music. Am I the only one that sees the face in the ice, kind of off to the left where the creature's wing is? Looks like it's a little guy laughing at us. What do you mean, yes? Wonder what's going on. There's some kind of connection between the Esper and our mysterious girl. What the? Oh no, Wedge. And Vix. Man, they just got vaporized. Now would be a good time to run away. Oh god. And she dies. That's it. Game's over. Oh, or not. Yeah, she lives. Oh yeah, we actually get to move around right now. But before talking to this guy, we want to come over here. And let's see what time it is. By pressing the A button in front of this clock, we can examine it and get an elixir. Alright. One habit you want to get into while playing this game is always check the clocks, because more often than not, they contain an elixir. Just how many elixirs are we going to get via this method? Only time will tell. Hey, don't facepalm, I got jokes. That was good, that was good. Anyways, let's talk to this guy and actually advance the story. Hey, this guy was nice enough to remove the slave crowd. Alright. Is this the same old man from Zelda? It's dangerous to go alone. Take this! No, it's not. But he is an old man, nonetheless. Well, it turns out our mysterious girl was actually a pawn of the Empire. So see, she's not one of the bad guys. And new to the Final Fantasy series, before recruiting a new character, we get a little bit of background information about them. In this case, we have a mysterious young woman controlled by the Empire and born with the gift of magic. This is Terra. Now, I don't know why they use all capital letters for her name, or all of the names in this game, but that really irritates me, so we're going to go with the grammatically correct spelling. And this is Terra. Interesting tidbit is that in the Japanese version of the game, her name is Tina, and she originally had blonde hair, but that was changed to prevent getting her mixed up with another blonde-haired female protagonist. I do like the choice of green hair though, it fits her name really well. Nice touch. Uh-oh, they found us. What, you think we have the Magitech armor inside of the house? Actually, how did they know we're in here? Could the dog smell her? Well, technically she's not an officer of the Empire, so we have nothing to worry about. And I'm supposed to trust you on a whim. Yeah, pretty much. If not, we wouldn't have a video game to play. Okay, so in order to make our great escape, we have to go through the mines. But before we do, I want to open up my menu and explain something real quick. If you press left, and then you can press A twice, you can toggle your characters between the front row and the back row. Now in the front row, they deal normal physical damage, and they take normal physical damage from enemies. However, in the back row, not only do they deal less damage with their normal attacks, but they get the added bonus of taking 50% less damage. So it's a give and take. Now, because Terra is a mage type character, I want to put her in the back row, because she's by herself, and most of the enemies in the first half of the game primarily do physical attacks, so if I can reduce that damage in any way, I want to. But now that we no longer control a Metal Gear, combat is going to be a little different. So first things first, let's show off a normal auto attack. Yeah, even from the back row, dealing half the damage, it's enough to kill these guys in one hit. And let's show off the magic command. Repo Men will probably counterattack with an ability called Wrench. Yeah, there we go. And then die right afterwards. That's that final attack I mentioned just a few moments ago. But easy enough, those Vaporites are weak to fire, by the way. And here's a save point, so game. Well, I can show off another mechanic here. Whether you're using a beneficial spell or a hostile spell, if you select a spell and then press the L or R buttons, you can multi-target. Now, there is a drawback to multi-targeting, and the drawback is you do so with a reduced potency. It cuts the effectiveness in half, whether it be healing or dealing damage, so you're going to keep that in mind. But it is very useful for attacking all the enemies or healing your entire party at once. It's too bad it doesn't work like targeting does in Lufia 2, where you can pick and choose specific enemies or characters, but oh well. Now off to the right is our first treasure box in the game, and also to the left we have another treasure box. Now one thing you may not know about this game is that you can actually bypass treasure boxes, saving them for later, and by doing so the contents will not only change, but they will upgrade into much better items. It's similar to how the black boxes work in Chrono Trigger. So the box on the left here normally contains a sleeping bag, and the one to the right is a phoenix down. But I actually want to skip those for now and pick them up later in the game because I want those contents instead. And I recommend you guys do the same thing because it is totally worth it. Yeah, a good fire spell should be enough to take out these guys. And alright, there we go. So let's just keep moving up north here. Uh-oh, they found us. And we're cornered. Fuck. She'll be okay. She's a Final Fantasy character. She can survive falls of indefinite height. Or not. Well, we're screwed. Ah, flashback time. Kefka, huh? Well, get used to seeing him, because we're going to be seeing a lot of him throughout the game. And boy, is he a real douchebag. Ah, so he was the one who put the slave crown on Terra. You bastard. I love the detailed sprite animations in this game. You can see when your characters are laughing, angry, surprised, waving. I mean, you name it. They did a very good job with the graphics and the animations. Man, Terra, you're just a one-man army. Although they still haven't explained why she's so powerful. Ah, okay, this is the Empire, and that is Emperor Gestahl, who really looks like a dog, am I right? I mean, you see his big floppy ears and his snout there? Now actually, if you're playing this on the... I think the Game Boy Advance had his character portrait, I don't remember, but I know for sure in the iPhone and Android versions, when you see his character portrait later, you're going to see that he actually has just an epic mustache, and he actually has like pigtails or something. But yeah, he's not a dog man. Well, there's Terra in the back and Kefka, but we don't know who those other two people are. But yeah, the Empire is responsible for magic coming back into the world, apparently, and they want to get their hands on it. Take over the world. Like all good empires do. Oh, this is a treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler searching the world over for relics of the past. This is Locke, one of my favorite characters in the game. He's a beast. Well, not so much right now, but eventually. Nice adventurous theme, I like it. Treasure hunting, you're a thief, come on, semantic nonsense. No, there's not a difference. Nice finger wag pose. Hey, alright, booty duty, and we're only 2 episodes in. Whoa, witch, hey now. Actually, those are Narsh troops. They're not Imperial troops, but whatever. Yeah, that much is evident. Hey, alright, it looks like Terra's gonna get some backup. Figaro! Man, what a majestic name for a kingdom. Mozart's gonna sue somebody. Alright, so it looks like Locke rescued Terra, and our next objective is to head to Figaro. Oh, fuck. Ooh, 6 of you! Nice, tidy uniforms. I'm so scared. Bonus points if you get the reference. Huh? Hey, Moogles! Alright, I remember you from the last Final Fantasy game. Alright, and with the introduction of the Moogles here, we also get introduced to what I like to call the split party feature of Final Fantasy VI. And basically this means you get to individually control 3 separate parties, however you are working together to achieve a common goal. So let's take Locke's party down here first. Now there is more I want to go over here, but I want to take care of some of these monsters first. Now the objective here is to protect Terra from the guards. So, easy enough. Oh, one thing I should point out is that Locke will always start 2 levels higher than Terra. So if you wanted to do a little bit of level grinding to make Locke stronger for this part, you could. Okay, we got 3 left, so yeah, now's a good time to explain some other aspects of the split party feature. Press the Y button, excuse me, and you can switch to another party. And this is Mog's party. Wow, he has a ton of HP. Now you want to get into at least one battle with Mog prior to fighting the boss. Spoiler alert, we're going to fight a boss. Oh, that's not a spoiler, come on. And the reason is because Mog will learn a new dance. Why does Mog learn a new dance? Well, that's because... Oops, wrong button. There we go, the X button. That's because Mog is he's a special kind of Moogle. And you can tell this because we cannot see the equipment, well, directly, I should say, for any other Moogle except for Mog. So I want to go ahead and actually remove the Mithril Pike and the Mithril Shield. Now the reason we can directly look at his equipment and not the others is because the other Moogles are what I like to call guest characters. Just like Vix and Wedge, guest characters do not stick around. and I waited until now to explain this so as not to spoil the fact that Vix and Wedge were going to get burned alive. So yeah, all these Moogles, as you can probably assume, are not going to stick around. That'd be ridiculous. We can't have 16 characters right off the bat. But Mog eventually will join our party, and his special ability is Dance. Basically, how Dance works is you fight a battle on a terrain, and you learn a dance native to that terrain. He's basically a Geomancer mixed with a Berserker. And I'll explain that more in just a little bit. Now the other thing I want to show you guys is that you see Cuckoo and Kupan have special weapons, the Flail and the Full Moon. And this goes back to the front row, back row explanation I did earlier. Now special weapons are denoted by that little diamond symbol next to their name. And those weapons are able to deal their full damage from the back row. So what I want to do is put Cuckoo and Kupan in the back row. That way they get the bonus of reduced damage, but still be able to deal maximum damage with their auto attacks. And I want to put Mog in the back row as well because he won't be using his physical attack at all. Actually, now that I think about it... No, we'll be fine. So yeah, those special weapons are another thing to keep in mind for later when you're going shopping and taking your battle party with you to certain places. So yeah, switch back to, well, not going to get a chance. Unfortunately, the Vomammoths like to spam Blizzard all the time. Yeah. Hey, a potion, alright. I won't get a chance to use these Moogles, but you can if you want to. Alright, we better heal up Locke. Let's see, potion on Locke and Coopop. The other guy... Yeah, we'll use a tonic, why not? Let's clean up the rest of this trash. Alright, took care of those guys. So the only thing left now is to fight the boss. And if you bring Locke's party down here, you can steal a mithril knife from the boss. However, as you saw in the last time I LP'd this game, that can be very deadly in the event that the boss spams his special ability, which he likes to do, and you can very easily die. So I want to bring Mog's party this time, and besides, the mithril knife is going to be replaced by a better weapon in the very, very, very near future, so it's not really worth it. So what you want to do here is have Mog, use Dance. Luckily, he did not get hit by Net, which is the stop ability. And the other Moogles take out the Lobos, which are the wolves. Now the plan here is to have Mog use Cave In on the Marshal because it deals a percentage-based amount of damage. So do like 370 damage. Ow. Now if he was in the front row, that would have dealt over 100 damage, easily. But there we go, easy enough if you bring Mog and use Dusk Requiem. And you put your Moogles in the back row. If not, that charge attack will just wipe out your party. But alright, it looks like we were able to fend off the guards and rescue Terra, thanks to the help of the Moogles. I like the split party feature, it's a really nice addition to the game. Pull the lever, Crunk. Oh, it was the right lever. Okay, never mind. Aww. Keep that in mind as well, viewers, about that secret entrance there, because it will come in handy later. Alright, it looks like Locke and Terra successfully made it out of the mines, but can they reach Figaro safely? And will the King of Figaro lend us his aid? You guys will just have to find out next time, where those answers shall be revealed. But until then, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.